this is Lolly Jeanette, also known as Jeanette. I am recording through audio and not face to face because, well, I am actually very tired right now. And right now you're gonna hear a dog barking outside. As you guys probably knew, I had mentioned about my older brother's wedding and, well, again, keeping the name private, but Katie's wedding. Yeah, so today was actually very yeah, because guess what? I almost got hit by a truck because somebody just didn't know how to drive, or they just really didn't care. Yeah, I was almost hit by a freaking truck because my parents had me going to the Family Dollar. We're trying to cross the street where, cars are just, passing and passing and passing. And, okay, there was no cars. So, yeah, okay, cue. Yeah, that's the cue to go. But then, for me, because there's another street that is, where you can curve and stuff, or it's a four-way thing, I guess you could say, or however you want to say it. Yeah, well, I was crossing, and then, this person just comes right, just not even freaking stopping. He freaking sees me. And, of course, again, I'm almost freaking hit by a truck. I step back, and no, the guy just stares at me like, what? And just drives off. I'm like, okay, that is a great way to start the day. Thank you so much. I didn't want to be in, at this wedding, but you know what? Whatever. I quote, had to. I couldn't stay home because it's an important wedding. And I was already getting overwhelmed. I was already, devastated with everything that was going on. Nobody was prepared. I mean, oh my god, fiasco. But it was all Katie's fault. She's the one who wanted the wedding. She wanted it in January 31st, even though they just got married not that long ago. And no, I want a wedding right now. I want it now. And, oh my god, if this day couldn't get any worse, okay, well, the only thing that was good about today was, guess what? I was able to take photos of the fire station. Yay, yeah. The haunted fire station that is located in our area. Yeah, it's been, it was built in the 1920s, which is 1928, so that was many years ago. It is officially a historical mark. And, well, I was able to take pictures, and, more pictures. I didn't want to be in the wedding. I don't agree with the wedding and all that. I'm sure you guys had moments where it's like, again, because Katie is toxic, and, my older brother knows, but he's just going on, I can't do anything about it, so I'm not going to tell him what to do. But, I was still all shaken up, and here's the thing that really upsetted me. And not that I was trying to gain attention, but just to explain, because I'm over here tensed up, and I'm, trembling, not just because it's cold outside, but because I'm over here, like, oh my god, I could have been, killed. And, yeah, I mentioned it, like, oh, I almost got hit by a truck. What? And that's it. Okay. I'm like, I was expecting a reaction from you guys, like, oh my god, are you okay? Are you okay? No. And, it's funny because my mom's over here, like, about socializing and stuff. It's like, nobody's gonna want to talk to me. Yeah, I really didn't even talk to anybody. I was with my tias because I was summoned to them because they were looking for me. And meanwhile, okay, so, besides all that, I actually went to the Family Dollar, and then I was wanting to go to my haunted school, but not to break in or anything, but just, be able to take photos. But I already figured without a sweater, just wearing a long sleeve that was, not mesh, but only the sleeves were like, I could feel the breeze. Yeah, well, that was not gonna, it was not gonna be possible. But, I was grateful to take a lot of photos of the fire station. But yeah, and then, my cousin is calling me and, oh, your parents are looking for you. I'm like, my mom knew that I was going to, and I had told her, hey, because I was at the Family Dollar. I was at the Family Dollar, but, okay, first of all, why should it matter that I'm there? Nobody's freaking talking to me. Everybody's about the beer and the liquor, the wine, and the freaking dance, the music, the toxic wedding, the toxic couple. And meanwhile, I'm over here like, okay, I almost got hit by a freaking truck and nobody freaking cares. Yeah, thanks for the love, guys. Yeah, I just thought I kind of vent a little bit because, I was feeling overwhelmed. I mean, I had to ask my uncle to drop me off. I mean, I am not gonna deal with the dogs. I am freaking tired, but I just wanted to tell you guys, mercifully, everything, for me, it's over. And, they can't say that I did not do anything because I was forced in the freaking photos and forced to smile and all that. And it's like, okay, there, I'm done. I am not going to take a gazillion pictures because it's her wedding. Again, I was already shaken up as it is. Everything else was stressing me out. I was feeling nauseated. I'm not even kidding because, I'm still trying to get over it. I mean, okay, you guys tell me. Do you think it's normal for people to just, oh, hey, I almost got hit by a truck and, oh, okay. Do you think that's a normal response? No. Yeah, so I am home and it's like, okay, well, now it's time for me to focus on my own stuff. None of this, unless there is a third wedding or, an extension because, the second wedding didn't go well and blah, 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 blah. And yeah, it's like, no. But for now, I mean, hopefully, and I know, it's over. I'm able to just finally freaking study, hopefully. And, now it's time to focus on my own self. And, nobody, like I said, nobody can't say that I did not do anything because I was there sucking up the freaking energy in the damn venue. And like I said, I mean, I'm not trying to be this negative, grumpy old, hag and stuff. What I'm trying to say is that I did not agree to this wedding, but, I can't do anything about it. And obviously I didn't really matter there. Nobody really spoke to me about anything. And when I spoke about, the field that I'm heading towards to, it was just, oh, okay, yeah, just as I expected. So, yeah, I just wanted to go home. So you can consider this a story time. Yay, finally. Again, I'm out of there and, okay, now time to focus again on the Netherlands. And, nobody can't say, oh my god, you're going all the way over there to live your life. You don't even know how it's like over there. It doesn't matter. I've done my studies and, I've done my research, and I've done everything that I needed to do. And, you guys can't tell me what to do. I mean, I'm an adult and I want to leave in 2027. That is my goal. And hopefully you guys can help me out, because again, this really means a lot to me. I can't ever, that's why look how, like, I only had in my other channel only submitted like one song demo, but that's because things have been getting very hard over here. I can't do nothing here. And that's why it's like, for now, I'm just working on instrumentals. And I'm sure you guys are wondering, what about the Joy of Creation album? What about the Story of Isabel? Those are, actually, I was already kind of thinking about it earlier, and there's going to be some updates on it coming very soon. I know you guys have been wanting that. And don't worry about the other projects, when Anxiety Meets Madness, Philophobia, the Adventures of the Solar System. Sorry, I'm still recovering from all that. Adventures of the Solar System, all of those are still active, and you guys have to understand, I'm in multi-fandoms. I'm not always gonna just, there's a point where I'm posting a bunch of Five Nights at Freddy's stuff, or, JTHM. I know I haven't really drawn any of that, but, I'm trying to get my style in a certain way. But, there has been projects like the one with Mia. If you guys are not aware, Glamrock Mia, she is the pink bear that you guys have seen before, probably. If not, then, well, I would have to show you guys. Well, I've been trying to, get into the rhythm of keeping things balanced and, doing my study still. But like I said, it's been very hard lately, and especially with this freaking wedding, that I did not want to be a part of. Yeah, that had me, very, like, just ropes and chains, yeah, at all angles. But anyways, guys, so I hope you guys understand that, there is such things as, giving breaks to a certain story, like, the story of Isabel. I know some of you guys have been wondering, like, am I still continuing it? And, I'm grateful that you guys really love it. It makes me realize, like, wow, my creations are actually, especially that my song, The Creation, actually was, somebody commented, I forgot who it was, that, oh, this should be an ending to the Joy of Creation. I'm like, that really means a lot to me. I mean, I really never have gotten, comments like that. It really makes me feel special. And, it's the same thing with the Story of Isabel, that, oh, this is like true FNAF lore, or, it's better than the FNAF books. And, that really makes me happy. It really does. And, I do appreciate little comments like that. I don't expect for you guys to, be showering me with love and all that. I mean, you guys are not obligated. You guys don't have to send me a whole paragraph of, things like that. Like, oh, you're the best and all that. Yeah, no. I'm really a shy person, and, I've been making stories all my life, and in fact, I do plan on remaking the chapters in the Mia story, because, like I mentioned, it's been actually like 2 years so far that I haven't been working on the chapters. So I just wanted to tell you guys that, I am planning on rewriting them, but I'm gonna keep the old files to them, the old documents, because, I mean, it's kind of like keeping sketchbooks from, like, for example, I have sketchbooks from 2013, 14, 15, and all that, and I was actually into the Joy of Creation when I was in high school, so, but of course, it wasn't to where, like, I actually fully knew the game. I mean, I had just seen Nixon, like, posting some, like, not snippets, but, So, oh my god, there's a roach in here. Damn it, I didn't want a fucking roach in here. Ah. Oh, get it out. Anyway, so again, guys, thank you so much for listening to this. This will be labeled as a story time, and well, I guess news or whatever. So all the support really helps, guys. Really, it does. I mean, because again, my main focus this year is to, well, one of the things is lose weight and be able to be active more on social media and even YouTube, even if it's just videos like this or even like doing animations. I want to start being active, but you guys have to understand, my environment is not that great, and I'm just juggling a lot of things, and it's not easy for somebody like me to just act like it's a normal life that I'm living in. It's not. Yeah, like today, for example, almost being hit by a freaking truck. Yeah, that's why I don't want to live here anymore. Nobody freaking cares, and I know that the Netherlands is actually one of it's considered to be a safe, and I'm not saying that I'm gonna just go dilly-dallying, and I'm still gonna be aware of my surroundings and all that, but it is known to be a very safe place. So, and I've heard it from other people too, so I mean, my instincts were right. I mean, my instincts had a reason to feel the way I do towards the Netherlands. So again, guys, I don't mean to keep going on. I want to thank you guys for everything, and I hope you guys continue supporting my work, no matter whether it's Finance at Freddy's or when Anxiety Meets Madness and stuff. If I post something differently, you guys gotta understand, I'm not just a one single fandom channel. I don't do one single fandom. I do many more, and breaks do exist. If I want to take a break on something, I will, and I don't want you guys to feel that I gave up on something, because whenever I give up on something, I tend to just announce it, like, okay, well, I don't like this anymore, I don't like this anymore, I'm not continuing anymore, just because I don't talk about it. But okay, without continuing more, because I'm making this longer, I hope you guys have a great day or a great night, and as always, stay creepy, and thank you guys so much for the support. Please, everything helps. Goodbye.